All right, daily update on U.S. Steel, another one of my long positions. Um, Looking at the chart, I know I made a mistake the last couple of days, and I just went through it. It's not going to really change my targets that much. A little bit different. The only difference is we're going to go a little bit lower based off that on the second wave, which we're currently in. So I had the third wave for whatever reason. Sometimes you make mistakes when you're doing Elliott wave. For whatever reason, I had the overall third wave here, and I had us on the fourth wave. We're going to go higher to 26, 27. But now looking at the chart, I think we finished the fifth wave, and we are going lower. We were still in at 23.31. We are still in that 0.38 fib where we could go higher to 27. But this looks more right based on a few different ways that I figure out where the waves end. This one makes more sense. And so the only difference is I said we were going to go correct to 2350 to 2250. Instead, I think we're going to go down to 2150 or so. That is the difference. We could go all the way down to 2050. So $1 or $2 difference. If you haven't gotten in yet, you still have plenty of time, I think. We're still going to dip more. If it ends up ripping now, that would be interesting, because that would mean my first chart was right, but I think this one makes more sense. And the probabilities are more in my favor. If you look at this right here, I don't know how I missed this right here, but like if you look at the one and you go like this, you'll see this hits the 2.61 fib. And another way that's a good tool to have when you're using Elliott wave is parallel lines. And this is the number one way that I figure out, I check my work basically. So if you go from here to the second wave, clone it, go to the top of the first wave, the third wave has to break the top of this line. So it wouldn't really make that much sense for the third wave to just go all the way up here. It has to stop somewhere here when you see a big dip like this. And so if you look at this, you go 1, 2, looks like 3 right here, the longest, 3, 4, 5, 3. And then if you go like this, you can go parallel line from, get this out of the way, parallel line from here and then take it right here. I guess that didn't really work. This is supposed to go outside the line. But I mean, it's pretty obvious too. If it doesn't go outside the line, you can just go like this. Figure out what fib it went to. And this went to the 0.23 fib. That's the fourth wave. And then clearly the fifth wave is from there. If you break this down on the 15 or 30-minute time frame, you'll see this ends the fifth wave. And then we had A clearly, and then B. And then, like I said in the previous videos, this is setting up for a zigzag pattern 100% because B does not go that high. If it was going to be a flat, it would go up higher, closer to the top of this. It goes up about 0.5 or 0.61 of A. And so now you take the fib retracement tool. You'll see that 2150 is past the 1.61. So it could go to only 1.61, and that would be fine too. But what makes me think it's going to go lower if we're done with one wave, we're done with the first wave on this move, is the fib from the very beginning to the top. If you do that, you'll see I already have it labeled. 50% is usually for the second wave. That's at 2148. So, and all the way down to 2068. So that's a possibility in between here. I'll put another line there. So those two, that's where the second wave is going to go, somewhere in there to those lines. So that's a 50 and the 61. And then look at this. This is pretty interesting too. If you go like this, you'll see that the 2.61 fib hits exactly at 2068, which was a 61 retracement from the overall first wave. So If you look at this zoomed in, I know we're getting really in depth here, which you have to do in order to get good price targets. You'll see that we went A, B, 1, 2, it looks like 3. Let's see here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see where this takes it. There's so much analysis that goes into this to get a good price target. But this is the fun part, to be honest. And this is only saying 2267 to 2250 based on where it's at right now. So really, I mean, we're on the 30 minutes, so maybe on the higher time frames, we'll be able to see it better. So A, B, maybe this is just 1, and then this comes back all the way to this comes all the way back to 2371, and that will be the second wave. If that's the case, let's see how close we can get to those price targets. This would take it to 2211, so I'm going to mark that real quick and just see. We'll see how close we get. So that would be the third wave. We have 1, 2, 3. So we had, what was it, 2371? We're just going to try to do this, and that would take it to 2247 for the fourth wave. $22.47, and then you look at that, the 50 and the 61 fib ends right there. So if I had to guess, I would say the 1 hour is more accurate, and I would say we are right here. We are on 1, and we should see a bounce to 2371 or so. See, these videos are helping me out too, because I can talk through it, and then you guys can leave comments, and we can all figure it out together, and we can trade better. So 1, 2, that's the whole point of this. So if I had to guess, I would do 1, 2, 3, and then you guys can learn Elliott wave the way I've learned it, which is really helpful for getting like price targets, entries, all that. So 4 up in here somewhere, and then 5, like I showed you, was around in this area. So it's very likely that this will be the scenario, and then we'd have the overall second wave right here. So if you're going to get into this stock, reiterate again, you need to wait for it to drop more. There's a lot of support right here, so I think this is another good indicator that we're going to be in this area for the drop, the second wave. If you want to play this, I bought some shares. I think I bought 100 shares last week on Friday. I might get rid of those on this pump right here to 2371 and make barely any money, and then buy puts. I've already sold covered calls on half my shares. If it runs up to here, I might sell more covered calls for my 800 shares. Sell covered calls on those 800 shares, buy puts, and sell the ones I bought on Friday, and then probably just let it go, and then see if we can hit it all the way down to the bottom, the low 22s, make money on those puts, and then just keep on riding them all the way down to here, and then go long around in this area and ride that all the way back up to the next price target, which I already have out here, which is about 29.31. And if you think about that, that's what is that? That's almost $8. So that's like we could have a 40% gain if you get in at the bottom here around like 21, 22 bucks. So just wanted to give you an update. A little mistake, but not that big of a deal. It's looking good to buy some puts tomorrow on a bounce and sell some covered calls. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.